to be fair to the whole topic in general, the outrage around deportations, as we've seen, these last couple of weeks, is like the American people voted for it. It's perfectly legal.
Well, they didn't vote for.
They did vote for mass deportation.
Bill Maher brings on Charlie Kirk on his own podcast, the Club Random Podcast, and Charlie Kirk has to check Bill Maher on this specific topic live on the Club Random Podcast. It's very intriguing to see Bill Maher bring someone like Charlie Kirk on his podcast who is a big Trump supporter while Bill is a Democrat. This goes to show you all Democrats aren't as bad as you think they are, and they can sit down and have a civil conversation with someone like Charlie Kirk, who is on the right side. But let's get into this clip here where Charlie Kirk has to check Bill Maher for saying this on his own podcast, the Club Random Podcast, live.
That's so sad.
No, I know, but that was a public policy position of Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco.
That's the low-lying fruit for you right-wing.
No, that's a question.
But isn't it?
I want to create.
It's the low-lying fruit. It's like no.
Sure, it's a
right,
it's a boundary. I want to create a boundary,
and you're right. I mean, again, I'm for picking that fruit too. It's silly to help drug addicts be drug addicts and keep them on the street. It's stupid to keep homeless on the street.
Oh, I totally agree.
There's another way. Liberals are different than the woke. The liberal thing forever was, for compassion's sake, get them off the street. That's not the woke version. Their version is, they're an endangered species. Don't touch them in their natural habitat, living under a bridge.
Let them defecate. Let them do whatever they want.
It's their thing. And, I mean, there should be nothing more basic than a government claiming the streets. The streets are for the citizens. Then it's not to live in. Build a barracks. I mean, why are these things, maybe you can answer that, why are these kind of things so difficult? You think, such common sense. Build a fucking barracks. I know homeless people say they don't want to live there. You don't have a choice. Oh, we'll get robbed there. Hire security. It's pennies on the dollar. Why is it so difficult? I feel like I, with no real knowledge of this field, could do it. If I had people who would carry out I would say, okay, get me specs. I want to see where a place we could build it. I want to see what the barracks looks like. I want to see who works there. Is it really in the toilets? Whatever. And somebody must be, Mitt Romney, somebody who did the Olympics, somebody who could come in and
We know how to clean up the streets. I mean, Gavin Newsom cleaned up the streets of San Francisco when Xi Jinping showed up. I mean, it's just an act of the will. They don't want to do it.
Right, like when they get the whores off the street, when the mayor is like doing one of those cleanup.
Or like when the MLB All-Star game goes to Seattle, all of a sudden it's America's cleanest city.
Right. So you're saying if we can do it that one day.
Well, I'm saying it's an act of the will. It's all that it is. And woke, I won't even say left, woke philosophy is they don't really believe in private property. And at its core, why shouldn't someone be able to defecate on the side of the street? Who are you to judge?
Well, that's not woke, yes, maybe.
I'm saying woke, not even liberal.
Right.
I'm making that distinction, which I think is a fair distinction.
That's another reason. Another one we can add to the list of woke is not liberal.
I think left versus liberal or woke versus liberal is an important distinction.
Right.
I will say what makes you different is few liberals stand up to the woke. And few liberals are willing to stand up to woke.
Absolutely. And few conservatives stand up to Trump.
Fair enough. I mean, you can stand up or disagree, but I guess you could say the question, is Trump, woke is an ideology. Is Trump an ideology? I mean, he's a person. MAGA is an ideology. But I mean, I disagree with Trump on a lot of stuff. Good. I mean, I don't think we should go to war with Iran. I think that'd be a big mistake.
Also, when you get to, we're going to send homegrown American citizens to foreign prisons.
Oh, so the thing he said, you mean?
Homegrown.
To Bukele.
Americans.
No, and if he were to do that, I wouldn't support it.
Great.
But I think that is a one-liner that he gave to Bukele. I think that is, you met the man.
Yes.
Do you think he actually believes that? Like he would do that?
It's worse if he does or would. It's still horrible that an American president would say that. Look me in the eye and tell me if Obama had said that, what your reaction would be.
Wouldn't like it.
Wouldn't like it. I think it would be a little more vitriolic than that.
We'd be
apoplectic. Upset. Okay. I'm finding out how honest you are, Charlie, and so far I think you're doing good, and I hope I'm doing good with you. Because if we don't have the honesty, we can't really,
Look, but
Bill Maher and Charlie Kirk dive right into the discussion about the failures of progressive cities like San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle, particularly around heroin use or in the homeless. They agree that making it easier for addicts to shoot up is insane, while Bill Maher is mocking the idea of helping drug addicts be drug addicts by saying that you can go to a safer place and get actual heroin and rather than fentanyl, which I totally don't agree at all. I think that's very bizarre, and I think that all heroin addicts should be trying to recover from their addiction rather than feed their addiction and get a real product versus rather the fake one, which I totally disagree with that take. I think that's pretty bizarre that they would come to an agreement and say that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Obama had said that, what your reaction would be.
Wouldn't like it.
Wouldn't like it. I think it would be a little more vitriolic than that.
We'd be
apoplectic.
Upset.
Okay. I'm finding out how honest you are, Charlie, and
right,
so far I think you're doing good, and I hope I'm doing good with you. Because if we don't have the honesty, we can't really,
Look, but to be fair to the whole, topic in general, the outrage around deportations, as we've seen, these last couple of weeks, is like the American people voted for it. It's perfectly legal.
Well, they didn't vote for.
They did vote for mass deportations.
People without any. I mean,
so you mean that Maryland case is what you're talking about, right?
The guy who they
said MS-13 member.
Well, there's no evidence that They did not present evidence. I mean, I don't really want to get into the weeds on this one because I got to do it on my show Friday, but the Supreme Court. I guess we have to get into the weeds.
There's even new evidence in the last couple of hours that I don't. You lead the conversation. You tell me how deep you want to go on it.
None.
Okay.
I mean, but I hope that if it comes to light, let me button it up this way. I hope that if it does come to light, that there really is no evidence that this guy was a gang member, that he got swept up, which is very understandable. That when you do a sweep, when you're doing big things, yes, nothing is going to go perfect. But if it does come to light, I would hope that some Republicans have the spine to say, yeah, that's not right. This guy should not be there. I mean, the Bill of Rights, it's pretty clear that you can't just disappear people without any sort of trial.
Well, but sorry to interrupt.
And deportation is not the same thing as sending someone to a prison.
But you are allowed to deport under the Alien Enemies Act.
Correct.
Someone who is part of a recognized terrorist organization, which MS-13 is pretty close to a terrorist organization.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, you're bending all these words.
And he's not an American citizen. We got to acknowledge that.
No, absolutely not.
So that's important.
But he wasn't here illegally either.
No, he was.
Illegally.
Yeah, the Maryland man. As long as we're not talking about two different cases.
We're talking about Garcia.
Yes,
yeah.
He was an illegal immigrant to the country.
I thought he was waiting for asylum.
Well, you could be illegal waiting for asylum.
I see. So so they could deport him. That's right.
Yes.
But we never did it, but to a prison.
It's an edge case. I acknowledge it's on the edge.
Okay, good.
No, but the edge is, so there's three ways you can deport people. It could be the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. It can be
used only 3 times.
That's fine, but hey, look, and you quote the First Amendment all the time. That's from 1787, right? So old things are important. No, I'm just saying, just because it's old.
That's been used more than 3 times.
Fair enough, but just because things are old doesn't mean, and I'm not saying you're using that talking point, but some people are trying to invalidate it just because it's old. Well, it's also expedited release.
They're trying to invalidate it because it doesn't really apply to this, that it's stretching.
I mean, how is MS-13 not a terrorist organization?
Yeah,
I mean,
you can make
or
that.
Tren de Aragua. I mean, organized
because terrorism really is a political movement. It means terrorizing the civilian population to achieve a political goal. These guys just want to grab your locket. This is
a little more than that.
A lot more than that. Look,
I think Charlie Kirk makes a solid, easy to understand case about the reality of deportations and why they're necessary in certain situations. He's not saying that everyone who crosses the border should be thrown out without due process. What he is saying is if someone is in the country illegally and they're connected to some violent gang like MS-13, for example, it's not fair just to deport them. It's common sense. That's not some extreme position. That's basic public safety. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about that. He also brings up the fact that the law has always allowed for deportation, even referencing the Alien Enemies Act from the 1700s. And sure, that law is old, but so is the First Amendment. Just because something is old doesn't mean it stops being useful. Charlie Kirk's point is that we can't just pick and choose which laws we respect based on politics or emotions. Now, when the conversation turns to a specific case in Maryland where someone might have gotten deported without solid evidence of gang ties, Charlie Kirk still keeps it real. He admits that if someone truly was innocent, then that's a mistake that should be corrected. But that doesn't mean we throw out the whole system or stop enforcing the law entirely. Mistakes can happen in any system, especially when you're dealing with large-scale operations. But the solution is to fix the mistake, not stop protecting the public. He also pushes back on the idea that MS-13 isn't a terrorist organization. He points out that they use violence to control areas and terrorize people, which is exactly what terrorists do, even if their goals aren't exactly political. Charlie Kirk stays calm as he sticks to the facts, and most importantly, he doesn't let his emotion override reality as he's checking Bill Maher here in this clip. He's not trying to score points. He's just simply explaining why strong borders, clear laws, and honest enforcement matters. That kind of clarity is rare in political conversation today, and it's why his position hits home with a lot of Americans. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this video, and I'll see you guys on the next topic.